And hello my fellow Napoleon players, right here, right now under this winter sun, Zaript, with a Prussian Prince and Phantom. Hello.
Hello.
What up?
And right here we have this sluggy battle. This is actually second battle of a final of Beta Napoleon Tournament number something, I'm sorry.
27.
27, yeah. And here we have Sergei Nabruska against, let me see, Mireimi. Yeah, sorry. Mireimi. It reminds me of that guy from fantasy movie, Mireyu. Oh, I still remember it. The movie was called Fantasy, but it doesn't matter because here we have France against... wait, what is this?
France against Russia.
Russia. Oh, it's actually Russia. Yeah. So Mireimi decided to go with the Russia which in previous game Sergei Nabruska was using. And well, would you go through the compositions?
Well, for our French player, we have one regular general staff. On his right flank, we have 3 old guards, 1 young guard, and 1 voltigeur. We also have in the center 4 chasseurs à cheval, chasseurs à cheval, maybe. 1 chevalier lancer. Actually, on his right flank, only 2 old guards there. He has 1 in the center. Yeah, and then Swiss foot, 2 of those, and 3 more units on his left flank. 1 Polish legion, Swiss foot, and actually another Polish legion. That's the build for our French player.
No skirmishing, do I got it right?
He has 4 voltigeurs, I think.
Yeah, but
wait,
that's basically no
3...
skirmishes because they don't have range, as I understood.
Oh,
but
still have
they
more
have
range
range.
than range than line, but less range than actual skirmishers.
Yeah, and these Yagas, as I understood, have terrible accuracy.
Yeah.
Okay, would you go through the Russian player first, Phantom?
We got a mounted rifle, a Cossack cavalry,
Which flank?
2 musketeers on the left of Mireimi, a lifeguard foot, Russian Jaeger behind it, Russian Jaeger in the center, an awful carry, 2 musketeers, a Moscow musketeer with it, Russian Jaeger on the right, musketeer,
okay.
Lifeguard foot behind it, 2 mounted rifles, a Cossack. What are we looking at? Lifeguard in the back, and where's his general?
Right with his mounted rifle.
General staff.
Yeah.
That's what we got.
Oh, cavalry charge happening on the left flank of Sergei Nabruska. And actually this unit in the middle... Oh, it's spelled wrong. It's actually Opolchenia on Russian. It's like... Militia, but... Opolchenia, they spelled it wrong.
Well, it's a militia, so not good at anything except charging. 15 accuracy, I believe.
Yeah, well, it's literally militia, Opolchenia. Opolchenia.
Levy of the Tsar.
So sick.
The Tsar
Opel
serfs.
sounds like that car.
Awful carry. That's what I call them.
Oh.
Okay. So, on the left flank, Mireimi sort of flanks around, but this mountains do not allow him. Very
they look
choke
like World
pointing
War I
up.
troops. Hate to take us back to the awful carry.
I much prefer Mireimi's position over
well,
Sergei.
He have uphill advantage. He took all forests, so yeah, definitely. But the question is, right now, Nabruska puts so much pressure on the left flank. There is 2 Swiss foots.
Why?
Why is he in melee? Why is he in a forest? What is happening here? And a huge cavalry fight happening, so he might break this flank. Difficult to say.
He pulled him into square. Sergei pulled him into square. If you look at the leftmost Swiss foot, that's a square, so it's going to be very difficult. All he has to do is pull back a little bit, and he'll pull those mounted rifles and the lifeguard foot into a trap.
Yeah, well, actually, here I think it would be meaningful for Mireimi to start a melee fight with his line.
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly
this would be
this
amazing.
forest. But
Yeah.
he doesn't have enough, it seems. His
There's two
musketeers
Polish in the back.
doing
Emptying
something
lead.
strange.
This is
Skirmishing fight in the middle goes kinda even. Slightly in Mireimi's favor, but I think Nebraska can break this flank.
I mean, look at Mireimi's left flank. So many units doing nothing.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the
1,
power.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6
That's the
units.
power of the superior player, making him look like he's strong, and so there's no attack coming from there.
Well, it's just like bad preparation for the map. It was absolutely clear that on this he have only 2 units he need. Like in this choke point, it's
Yeah.
easy to. All cavalry could be running around. These 2 Cossacks, they could wreak havoc overall. But now, on the right flank of Mireimi, he pushed back from a forest. And if we look behind, Nabruska have 2 Polish legions reinforcing. He have Swiss foot flanking around. I hear echo of myself.
I hear echo.
Well, Old Guard, that's what won him that melee. Like, the Old Guard's melee stats are insane. Like 11 and 15, if I believe correctly.
One huge cavalry charge, which continues. He keeps throwing his cavalry in. Sergei Nabruska it is.
Yeah. And here's the bug that I'm talking about. Like, if you charge, well, doesn't really matter in this case, but if you charge a unit that's behind the square formation, it still gets a charge on the square formation unit. But in this case, there was no, like, you didn't see it because the square wasn't
completed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, he
Like the
tries
gets
to do
thrown
it
off his
now
horse.
with other units. Like they go through that. No one kills anything. No one dies. No, sorry. That was funny to look at. Okay, let's take a look again. On the left flank of Mireimi, tons of units keep doing nothing. His middle is broke. His right flank is broke, and this game is done for actually.
Yeah, like, he needs to go in now.
Look
Attack.
at that.
Finally, does
The
it?
awful carry running.
His general under attack now, charged by these chasseurs à cheval. Chasseurs of
Chassois à cheval.
Chasseur à
chassois.
cheval. I don't know.
Chassois, the hunter, is what Chassois.
Chassois à cheval. Okay.
Like Chaucer in
Sure.
English.
Oh, finally he remembered about his cavalry mounted gunners rifles.
Well, he's
Coming.
got Cossack that's still threatening, just sitting there menacing.
Yeah, but it's still doing nothing.
His main force was overwhelmed so heavily that it seems it was quite cheap exchange for Sergei Nabruska.
Yeah, this is a choke point, and in a choke point, just rushing against French, there's not going to be, like,
Oh.
and with these specific units. No,
Mireimi
no
still have
contest.
some sort of a chance. He pushes on his left flank, pushes forward, and he would be supporting this push with back charge with his cavalry. His Cossacks and mounted gunners is behind.
Rifles.
Nabruska.
Remember. Remember that it's rifles and not gunners.
Well, same thing.
Adapt to
They
Napoleon.
do have guns, and they're on mounts.
Yes. We
Yeah.
must be
And interestingly enough,
correct.
mounted gunners shoot actually sometimes even faster than these mounted rifles, which interesting indeed. But we can't compare games
Yeah,
directly
because it's an older gun unit from a previous century, firing faster than.
yeah. But that people should remember at this point that what important is actually game dynamic and not historical accuracy. Because if muskets in a game would fire in speed of real life, games would go for ages.
Interesting though, because the Cav seems to be out of 60. Wasn't it out of 45 last game?
Some units. You
Yes.
think it's bigger unit size?
I think.
It depends. No, it
No.
depends.
Wait,
Because
How could cavalry be out of 45? Just
Maybe it's a
different
light
some
cat.
units do.
Because if you look at light infantry, it's still out of 90.
Look at
Which-
Cossack cav. Look at mounted rifles
Doing nothing.
of
you
the
mean?
Russian. Really?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That messed me up.
It's
Alright.
different.
I was like, no, they hosted wrong. We have to rehost. Shit.
No, it's fine.
So there is still small chance for Mireimi. He creates.
We're seeing that repeat.
he-
We're seeing the repeat of the surround.
He's not in that bad of a shape because some of his units came back on his right flank.
Yeah.
Look at the minimap. This looks quite funny actually.
If this was, if he had brought Napoleon, they would all be in the aura of his general. But he brought general staff.
And these Jagas, how much of a range they have? 125?
100.
No,
100.
yeah, they're the same as the Voltigeurs.
Yeah.
Okay, but
And with a much worse accuracy, they can't deploy stakes.
and line, how much range of a line?
80,
80.
I think. Yeah.
So here some range advantage and musketeers.
The
Yeah,
same as
all
line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all line have 80.
Okay.
All types
Yeah.
of line, elite and regular.
Okay, Kazakh cavalry of Mireimi trying to charge through this forest. Square is formed. Will he pull back?
They're very
No,
weak.
he isn't.
They're supposed to be like farmers, so it's gonna break.
Cossack cavalry?
Yep.
Cossacks never were farmers. Like it's always were sort of a but it's like part of a nation which always wears, how should I put it, like Spartans. They always
Like a warrior culture.
Yeah.
But they are really bad in this game. Like
Yeah.
they're so cheap.
They're in the
So-
Battle of Borodino. Like, you're up against like cheval, like grenadiers à cheval, with like this, and
And the moment these Swiss foot go out of square formation, and they seem to be very tired, they're so slow. I even thought at the moment that this is slow-mo. I think
interesting.
Mireimi have a decent chance here if he plays it right.
because Sergei's got a Polish legion and a Swiss foot that were just they're there guarding against nothing. Because that awful Shania or awful Kenya can't do anything against.
But when I think about it, his remaining infantry is of such a high quality. 2 old guards, 2 Swiss foot. I don't know how good Polish Legion is.
Yeah, they're both around 45. It's
Polish-
it's higher than normal.
Polish
Line.
Legion is like a slightly better line unit. Slightly better.
Oh, and he have...
Polish-
Oh! Finally, out of a forest come Young God. I don't know why it was hidden before. No,
That unit costs like 900 something, 990. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know,
got 50
something like that.
accuracy, which is the same as a British line, but I think it has a little bit more higher reload and
Yeah.
the morale and the aura of an elite.
Oh man, I love Napoleon mouse pointer so much compared to Shogun.
You can create your own mod, like a skull or something.
I don't want school, I want a very sharp pointer which actually shows me where it points.
A butcher's knife, symbolizing what you're about to do.
Sounds like something right. But, well, no, I don't think that Mireimi have enough quality to pull this off. Now that I look at it, he have 1 lifeguard foot, Moscow musketeers, maybe these 2, but others are just musketeers and Jaegers. Yeah, not enough.
Goes charging in with the lifeguard foot.
I don't even know why he brought Jaegers.
And look how awfully he picks time to charge it. His mounted rifle are still not in position. If he just waited with this charge a little bit, and then mounted rifles from behind, maybe it would help.
You see in the back, there's like a Spartan pass on both sides.
On
A
the
lot
back
of
what?
like this at the flank of each map, like the north and the south. There's a path that you can go up.
Oh,
In
Polish!
multiplayer,
Look at
this
this
is a-
forest! 2 Polish legions just routed. LOL! Swiss foot getting charged from behind. Oh,
Well,
man.
people in this multiplayer, they just go up that and they don't even use this. So it's like we're seeing a lot of like very honorable play. Because if you look at the back, all you have to do is just go up that mountain and camp.
Yeah, I think.
There's about 8 passes that you can go up.
Oh, but that melee charge of this lifeguard foot destroys 3 units of Sergei Nabruska. And now he is in total mess in the middle. He Swiss foot in old guard, and they get it pummeled by musketeers.
He's making a mistake of just looking the wrong way. Like if you're surrounded, you have to be very accurate with your positioning.
More melee charges going on the left flank of Mireimi. I always try to say Mireyu. Oh.
Just say Mireyu. Nobody cares.
Looks good for the Russian player.
Yeah, well, not ideal. He still may lose his team, as it always happens with Russias. It's basically melee rush at this moment. And I think
Melee rushing old guard is very risky.
Indeed. Especially when other Swiss foot would be shooting you from behind.
He's basically got it.
Okay, one more unit of mounted rifles come into game. So we have some sort of a front here. On the right of Mireimi we have melee engagement going on. On the left we have I think Nabruska still have pretty decent chance.
Yes.
No, maybe he even have an advantage. I don't know. It's difficult to say.
Old guards going in, charging in. Should do a lot of damage.
Yeah, against musketeers, but they have.
I believe it's 13 attack, 15 defend.
Oh, and Moscow musketeers charged from behind. Actually, back charge penalty doesn't seem to be so strong on this unit.
No. Like because of the square.
Old guard.
Yeah.
There was a concerned attack in the rear for a second, but that's not gonna. It's not gonna do the same thing that it would in
Yeah,
Shogun.
it's just
Still-
Moscow musketeers. Who cares,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it would
This is so
insta-rout.
close.
If this was Shogun, like we would have been over like 2 minutes ago.
Well, no, on test we did against Spearwall. Even two Nadachi charging from front and from a back, they will not insta-round Yarashigaru.
So
It's
close.
Well,
enough.
Spear Wall, that's just an OP magical button.
I
No.
wouldn't call it up at all.
If it was real life, do you think a Spear Levy would, or Yari Ashigaru would stand there for a Nodachi? I would have dropped my spear and run.
It depends.
Well, you have a longer
Oh,
weapon,
two old
like-
gods routed.
Oh, Musketeers routed.
Oh
It's-
my.
Yeah, actually, Sergei should have this because his line is superior.
Yeah, Musketeers can't beat.
It depends. Oh yeah, Mireyu again lost his general, so his line will not be coming back from routing. And obviously right now, General
Yeah, if you
Staff
look,
of
it says-
Sergei Nabruska can just go and finish this routing unit.
It says concerned frightening enemy unit on the
What a
routing
close
Musketeer.
game. Yeah,
Because that
such a close game.
not only does it have the elite aura, but the old guard scares even elite units. Like I've seen it even scare like foot
But
guards.
this is just a young god, it's not old god.
Yeah.
Well, he did have one.
He did have two, but they routed. So it's
Young guard.
musketeers against young gods.
Young
Musketeers
guard
have
is still
less.
much better.
It's
Yeah.
still frightened. It's
Oh!
still concerned.
Second unit, musketeers come back from routing for Mireimi.
Even though there's no elite nearby, it's still scared.
If Mireimi uses these two units wisely, he should. As they routed
Nope.
again.
Routed. It could come back a third time. That's the trouble with this game. You can run around with a general forever. If he wanted to, Sergei could just run for like the next hour. They fixed it in Shogun, I think. You can stop. It'll like route you if you have like 2 units or 1 left, but here. This could be a run battle all day.
But actually, does he have ammo on his young guard is the question. Because it seems like he has melee attack order. If Mireimi gets a volley...
which would be difficult because trees are messing up his unit. Oh, he actually shoots.
In Shogun you can push space and see a firing arc.
Yeah.
Well, it's 72 against 87. Okay, he can't decide.
Charge.
Oh, look at this unit can't decide if it wants to do what? Oh, he tries to put them in square.
The effect of square will already take place, even if they haven't been in square. Like if you're charging with a cab and it's not in square, but he clicks the button, your cab will fall off their horse, even though he hasn't even squared yet.
Is square good against? It's a good against any charge, I guess.
It squares like the spear wall. That's why the cav push is such a big like debate issue
So
in Shogun.
yeah.
This square is very important.
So the score is 1-1. Sergei Nabrusk evens up the score in this game. Spectacular performance, I should say. Very interesting maneuvering, and a huge mistake on Mireimi part at the beginning with his deployment and positioning.
Yeah.
Huge mistake, in my opinion. Maybe he had some sort of a plan in his head because he almost turned the game around.
Well, when you surround on a choke point,
yeah,
you have to use everything you can as quickly as you can, all at once. Try, at least. Use them all as support. Otherwise, surrounding in a choke point doesn't make any difference.
Yep. Well, anyway, thank you guys for watching. Leave your opinions in the comment if you want to see more of this content, or maybe you don't. Who knows? Anyway, we will be seeing you in a third game pretty soon.